Cryptids. Creatures that might exist in real life, but probably don't, though there's sufficient evidence to say, what if? Nessie, aka the Loch Ness Monster. Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. Mothman from the Point Pleasant Bridge collapse. And now, Ochi. Or should I say, the legend of Ochi. This is a European gem that was shot on location in the Carpathian Mountains. Yep, we're going into Dracula territory. And alongside vampires and werewolves now stands this pseudo-ape ape species that, thanks to amazing puppetry and realistic CGI, which I couldn't tell what was what, a new species has been brought into existence because Ochi and his kin look like something out of a National Geographic documentary. They look like some sort of subgroup of howler monkey that, instead of inhabiting jungles, migrated north to live in temperate forests. And man, oh man, do these things look like they could exist. But at the same time, they're not just wild animals, they have an intelligence of their own. Think Harry and the Hendersons, that level of intelligence, maybe a little bit more. And the sounds they make are believable. Howler monkeys can get very, very loud, so the warbling whistles, as I like to call them, were very believable. And while to a degree these creatures look like they would be more comfortable in South America or Africa, maybe even Australia, I believe that over time a species of howler monkey might have evolved to live in the Carpathian Mountains and the surrounding woods. As for the cast, we got Willem Dafoe, who is in all his glory as a crotchety old guy who has spent his life hunting these creatures, utilizing a combination of kid soldiers, well, not soldiers so much as kid militia, armed with old but functional rifles, and archaic armor that he wears is a sort of ceremonial garb. But yeah, he just goes full force, and you believe that he's a character who's gone through some stuff, but at the same time, he is, I wouldn't say unlikable, but he's tough to deal with. And then we have Emily Watson, not Emma Watson, but Emily Watson. She played the blind lady in the Silence of the Lambs prequel, Red Dragon. No, not the original, the remake with Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. She plays his estranged wife, who has apparently been studying the creatures and sort of learned some of their ways, but hasn't been accepted into the tribe per se. And then we have a young woman who plays their daughter, who seems to be a reluctant recruit to the kid militia, only to come across a baby Ochi who's injured and in need of little TLC. which she provides. And she takes it upon herself to get the kid home or die trying. Discovering things about herself and things about her family that she's never realized before. The human cast, including several young boys who are sort of comic relief, sort of a threat, and Finn Wolfhard, who was there but not prominent. They all did fine. Defoe, Thompson, the young woman, Wolfhard, and the boys. Not to mention various other villagers. They all did a bang-up job at populating this sleepy little village that seemed to be frozen in time, with very little modernity around them. It gave the story a timeless feel. The village was in decline, but not decaying. It felt like a rural, lived-in village that one would come across on the way to finding out you inherited an old house in that area. Or perhaps you were discovering that you had ancient roots in that area, and the modern world had yet to fully creep in. It felt very natural and sort of still showing scars from the Soviet Union, and it felt very natural to me. They did good with the village. I could believe you would stop there on your way to like a Chernobyl extreme tour. And of course the woods themselves and the surrounding mountains just felt like out of a fairy tale. A grim fairy tale, that is. So there was danger, but also a certain subtle magic. The story itself is basically one long trek back into the woods. And while it was kind of slow, the momentum never stopped. You felt like you were moving towards a goal, and it just worked. The thick accents were a little difficult to deal with. I recommend subtitles. Not to mention volume control, as the warbling whistles of the creatures could be a little hard on the eardrums. But other than that, it's a pretty simple little tale of friendship and familial trauma, and hope that there could be a better future than the one you're stuck in. So yeah, you might want to check this one out on streaming. Maybe after coming home from watching Until Dawn on the big screen. And yeah, that's the long and short of it. Ochi was a good boy. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, we don't fully understand what's deep in the ancient parts of the woods that are still out there. The ones that haven't been touched by clear cutters, or cameras, or anything other than maybe the occasional hiker who has a story you won't believe. There's a reason cryptids exist as a concept. Despite satellites and X-ray cameras and various means of probing the very foundations of the world, Um, there's still a lot we don't fully understand about our own world. And that's kind of good. It makes things less boring. And always help out an injured baby if you can. It's a myth about trying to give a baby back to its mom only for her to reject it. Nothing will keep a mom away from a kid. Period.